What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. Happy Saturday, everybody. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about some of the effects in politicians that age of disclosure has had, because it has had an effect. Because you guys need to understand, out of everybody in Congress, senators and Congress people included, only a small percentage of them were really involved in the issue, and the UAP caucus was like the first representation of that, and they were very few, but from both sides of the aisle, people who were like on the issue. So apparently, this is changing in Congress and in the Senate because there are reports of different Congress people that we didn't know about, and even senators that are like now calling Dan Farah constantly, asking him about this and telling him that there is movement. So first, we're gonna go with Dan Farah. He was recently on Fox 32 Chicago, and he gave an interview where he discussed what's been happening and the effect that the film is having in politics. So this is interesting. Here it is.
I think that this film reveals so much that has been deeply hidden for 80 years. It is a conversation changer. There's no way to put the genie back in the bottle, as they say. I've been getting messages from senior senators and people that are involved in the administration all weekend saying basically the door's just been blown open and the government doesn't have any choice but to walk through it in some regard. I think it's only a matter of time before we see a sitting president step to the microphone and tell the world we're not alone in the universe and that the U.S. intends to lead the way in this new chapter for humanity. I think that is going to happen as a result of this movie. The only question is when. I don't think we're too far off from that point.
That is one thing, right? But there seems to be, I've been asking around as well with people who are like, who know politicians who were not on the issue and are now suddenly curious about it. We have another report from my friend Matt Laslo at Askapol. Matt Laslo spoke to Representative Nick Bajich. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And this is what he said about the film and about what Secretary of State Marco Rubio said in the movie.
What's your review? Well, I think it's very well done. They took years of testimony and condensed it down into a digestible format. I think they did a great job doing that because you got a lot of people on the record talking about what they know or what they suspect and what they've been told about this issue. And one of those individuals speaking in the manner in which they've spoken raises an eyebrow.
He was referring to Marco Rubio, of course. So that's another one. So there seemed to be a lot of new interest from politicians who were not involved in this. But perhaps I think the most significant move that has happened has to do with House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer, who is the man who sort of calls the shots, and he's the one who has given the support to Congresswoman Luna on the Secrets Task Force. So Matt Laslo, again, coming in clutch with a new exclusive. He just released something really interesting about that, and it's this: Secrets Task Force getting extension in New Year. Oversight Chair says just with a tweak or two. Okay. And this is James Comer right here. And then this is what they discussed.
How you doing?
Good. Are you living the dream? Good weekend.
Do you, that Secret Task Force, are you going to just keep reviewing it
Yeah.
up until...
We may change a thing or two, but yeah, we plan on continue to do it. So
What might
got to do some more UFO stuff.
Yeah.
You have to. You'd only renew them like one time. I think that's the rules.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep doing it. We may change a thing or two, but
Now you should word it.
yeah, change a word or so to keep it going.
But you're happy with that?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you think
That's a tough issue. You know, everybody's got. It's just a tough issue, that UFO stuff.
Are you feels like there's less attention on this Congress than the last one.
Yeah. I don't know. You have to talk a little about that.
Yeah.
All right. Good to see you.
So that's interesting, right? And you ask why? Because there seems to be a constant effort to keep having one of these offices. And now that a bunch of the Epstein stuff and some of the JFK stuff, not the most important bits by any means, but I'm sure that task force feels like they've delivered in terms of that. So now I guess it's time to focus more on UFOs. And what better way to do that than to rename the Secrets Task Force to a new name? I just wonder, are they going to do what Jay Stratton did? They're going to form a UAP task force, but in Congress? It seems to be like they might do something like that because a few tweaks, according to Comer, that means a name change because you can't renew the same office more than once with the same name. You have to change something. So maybe it's not going to be the Secrets Task Force anymore and just going to be the UAP Task Force or UFO Task Force. I don't know. But it was very significant for me that Comer said, it's tough, this UFO stuff. There is a change that is happening. And this movie did have an effect. I'm sorry, but I know it's very, very inaccurate in many ways. And I know that a lot of you are not even going to see it or don't intend to pay money for it. But the reality is, it's getting the attention of people that were not paying attention. And that was one of the main goals for the film. So all people need to do, if they're just getting on board and they didn't know anything about the topic, they just have to start surfing in the web and they will find a lot of information that was not conveyed in the film, but is still happening as well. So I think just getting people interested is very, very positive because you still already have the World Wide Web and you can find pretty much anything. And if you have like half a brain, you can find anything online these days. So you just need to be curious about investigating this, I think. But I don't know what you guys think. For me, and just being completely transparent here, since I started covering on this, I do it because I think it's important. I think that, yeah, although I don't have high expectations, I still think that having some sort of confirmation from the government is important. It is going to get more attention from people, and that's what we want. The issue here is that I've never really trusted politicians. I don't trust tech bros either, which seem to be also trying to get inside of this conversation if they haven't plagued it already. And that is concerning to me. Those are the leads that I'm trying to follow too. But what worries me really is, for example, the most recent video I did about DNA, about Dr. Gary Nolan, Dr. Kit Green, from John Burroughs' statements. That is one of the most important issues for me because they seem to be investigating experiencers. And this is like one of the strongest back channel information that I think exists right now, that experiencers are really at the center of a lot of this. And people are trying to investigate them way more. And why are they doing that? What is so interesting about their DNA or their experiences that they can't talk about in public? It's kind of weird. But I don't know what you guys think about this. What do you think about politics getting a little bit more involved in the topic, it seems, thanks to the Age of Disclosure film? What do you think about the senators that are calling Dan Farah, allegedly, telling him that there's like a massive change? What does that mean and what does that entail exactly? And what do you think is going to happen if this is paid attention to and there is some sort of technology war? Who do you think has the upper hand? The legacy program, big primes, tech bros? Who do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll be reading everything. If you like the content you see, I'm going to ask you to like, share, hype, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That's all you need to do in order to help us. And it is what helps us the most. So thank you. But if you want to support us in other ways, there's a few links down there you can choose from. You can also become a member on YouTube or Patreon. I do deliver a few posts on Patreon that are unique to Patreon, but I am going to be dropping every video everywhere. So The extra you get on Patreon, it doesn't have to do with the videos I drop on YouTube, just letting you know. And we have 5 tiers. So if you want to support us there, that would be really cool. And I'm going to tie whatever comes out of that. That is going to help me improve many aspects of the podcast, especially the technical ones. I would really love it if I could have a chance to invite people to a studio here and get them to talk to them face to face. That would be really cool. That, I think that is still a little far in the distance because the podcast is still relatively small, and I prefer growing steadily, even though it's a little slower than others. I prefer it that way. I think the audience that is being built here is really strong, really smart, and most importantly, I think that they understand that we need to keep a civil discourse, which is, for me, one of the missing links within ufology. There's a lack of civil discourse that is alarming, and I think that this community is doing a great job at doing that and setting the example. So, thank you. You can also support us in KGRA. Whatever you choose to do, thank you. That's it for me today on this video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, stay curious and inquisitive like Matt Laslo from basketball. Always. Bye.